All right, so today we're diving into something pretty interesting and maybe a little concerning for some folks out there. We're talking about potential unfair visa rejections in Australia, specifically in 2025. And we've got some material, a source here that hints at some insights into what might be going on.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. The source we have is titled Insights on Unfair Visa Rejections in Australia for 2025. And that right there tells us someone's seeing some issues with how those visa decisions are being made.
Right, right. And it's not just like a one-off thing, right? This insights bit suggests something a bit more I don't know, systematic maybe, like there's a pattern emerging potentially.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Insights usually means some analysis has been done, some observation. It makes you think maybe they've seen a trend, maybe certain types of visas were getting rejected more often, or maybe there are reasons for the rejections that, well, they just don't seem fair, you know?
Okay, I see what you mean. So let's say for a second that there is something like that going on, a pattern of rejections that are, well, questionable. Even if we don't have specific examples in front of us right now, what are the bigger implications here? Why should our listeners care about this, even if they aren't, planning a move to Australia tomorrow?
That's a really good question. And I think the answer is it's bigger than just individual cases. You see, when visa rejections are perceived as unfair, it can cause all sorts of problems. For one, it can obviously really disrupt people's lives, right? Imagine having your plans for work, study, or even being with your family suddenly thrown into chaos.
Oh, absolutely. It's heartbreaking, really. And it's not just the individuals who suffer.
Exactly. It also impacts Australia's reputation. Think about it. If people start thinking the system is unfair, it could discourage talented professionals, students, and even tourists from choosing Australia.
Yeah, you're right. It kind of makes you wonder about the whole process, doesn't it? Like, how transparent and equitable is it really?
For sure. I mean, even just this little hint, this suggestion of unfairness, it should make us all stop and think about the human cost, the stress, the disappointment, the feeling of being treated unjustly. It's a big deal.
Absolutely. So just to recap for our listeners, what we have here is a source indicating potential unfairness in Australian visa rejections, specifically for the year 2025. Now, we don't have all the details yet, but it seems like someone has identified this as an issue, and it could have big implications for individuals and for Australia as a whole.
That's a good summary. Good place to start, really.
And that brings us to our final thought for our listeners today. Knowing what we know now, what other questions come to mind? What would you want to dig deeper into? What aspects of the Australian visa process or the experiences of those affected would you be most interested in understanding better? We'll leave you with that.
A lot to think about.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.